Hi, everyone. Today we are going to go over lesson 25.2, and this is going to be on the elements of design. Our objectives for today are to list the elements of design, describe the principles of design, and explain how to develop a display. Our key terms that we're going to go over include design, color wheel, hue, value, intensity, color scheme, complementary color, analogous color, triadic color, texture, emphasis, movement, balance, proportion, and prop. So, design is a huge aspect in visual merchandising. Design is the purposeful arrangement of materials to produce a certain effect. And when you're trying to sell your products, you want to make sure that you're designing them or arranging them in a way that is going to make them visually appealing to your customers and also align with your brand. Design is involved in many areas of human endeavor, including fine arts, advertising, fashion, product development, as well as visual merchandising. And that is why we are going to review this today. The elements of design include color, line, shape, texture, light, and motion, all of which we're going to discuss today. And successful displays are going to use these elements in multiple combinations in order to create creative designs and draw the eye to the merchandise. The first thing we're going to talk about is color. So, the color wheel is a standard arrangement of 12 colors in a wheel that shows the relationships among colors. And this is going to help to create pleasing color combinations. You want to make sure that in order to make your displays visually appealing, that you're utilizing a good combination of colors that are going to complement each other. The primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. Secondary colors are green, violet, and orange. Intermediate colors are going to be equal mixtures of primary and secondary color. When you're designing different displays, you might need to be familiar with the following terms. So the first is hue, that is pure color. The value is the lightness and darkness of a color, and intensity refers to the brightness or dullness of a color. This is an example of the color wheel, and as you can see, it has all 12 colors that we talked about previously. A color scheme is a description of color combinations as found on the color wheel. So you'll notice each one of these paint strips have different colors on them, and that each one of these colors are part of a color scheme. Now, there are six basic color schemes. There's monochromatic, that's just going to be one specific color. Then there's going to be accented neutral, that's going to be two colors. So one neutral plus one color from anywhere. Then there's going to be complementary colors. That's two colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. They typically go well together. There are split complementary colors. That's going to include three colors. So when you're utilizing the split complementary colors, you're going to choose one color and then add two colors on either side of the complementary color. A triad is three colors that are going to be equal distances from each other on the color wheel, and analogous are three colors that are going to be next to each other on the wheel. Now, the next element of design that we're going to talk about is line. So, line refers to a one dimensional mark that looks as if it were drawn by a pen. The different lines that you can utilize in your displays include vertical, horizontal, diagonal, straight, curved, or jagged. Shapes can also be included in design and in your displays. There are two-dimensional and three-dimensional designs. So you or shapes. So two-dimensional two-dimensional include square, circle, triangle, rectangle, whereas three-dimensional are going to be similar, but they're going to be 3D shapes. So a cone, cuboid, sphere, cube, or cylinder. Texture is a great way to draw interest into your design. I like to think of texture as a great way, especially when you're utilizing home displays to create interest. The different textures that you could utilize include smooth, rough, fuzzy, shaggy, sheer, soft, or hard. If you think about putting together a home display, a display of furniture, you could do a shaggy rug with a burlap like a sofa with sheer curtains that have some smooth tables with some soft pillows and some hard types of accessories around the room. So that's a great example and way to include different elements of texture in your design. Light is also a great way to bring interest into your displays. It's going to be necessary in a window display for viewers to see it, and there's different types of lighting that can create different types of interest. So there's overhead lighting, but then there's also track lighting that's going to allow you to highlight different types of products from above. There's lamps that bring the light down lower to eye level, or there's spotlights, and spotlights can also highlight individual products. Motion is another great way to bring interest into your displays or different design elements in your store. So, in merchandise displays, mechanical devices can be used to move the products in the display or just to draw your eye to the display as a whole. I think that motion is especially useful in different holiday displays. The most common use of motion in displays is going to be a rotating platform, and mechanical figures add motion, like I said before, in different holiday displays to create interest and not only create interest in your displays as a whole, but to also draw people into your store.